going on here? Go live. Oh, okay. We are live. Look at that. We are live now.
Yeah.
We're live on the quest of the side. Ye old SideQuest, America's number one video game
SideQuest
podcast.
with an E at the end.
SideQuesty. SideQuesty. We are your lovely, gracious hosts, Dolly, JJ, and Zachary, and we're here to thrill you and chill you.
It is thriller night.
By the way, I like your taglines there. You got your letterboxed, and then Zach has PME double XP codes. So whenever I drink my Mountain Dew and have the Doritos, I'm gonna send you those codes, baby.
I just want to say that I wish you guys would have told me ahead of time that this was a Halloween episode, because you guys
it's not. Great. Oh, dear God, it's God, what a jerk. You know what? Eat a butt. No, it's good to see you, JJ, or what's left of you after this. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, friends?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Lots of gaming.
Booyah. Got him. Exadramoose went out and got food with Exadramoose and a couple other folks from the site, and got some Kura sushi, and had a robot. It's a sushi train place. We had a robot come over to us that played very loud music so that we wouldn't bump into it. Probably some safety feature, but 'twas good. 'Twas a good time. Yeah. So let's just get rocking into it. Let's get right into the big news. So Kamala.
Yeah.
And Tim especially played Crazy Taxi.
It wasn't Kamala, it was AOC.
I know. But Kamala's Tim. Kamala's Tim Waltz.
Yeah. Kamala's own
from
Tim
governorship.
Waltz. Yeah.
Kamala's own Tim Waltz. Yeah, he played Crazy Taxi with AOC. That was cool. Anyways, that's not the news. The news is we actually have some it's been a light news week because everyone's getting ready for the holiday rush, but there are a couple things. The one that I wanted to get to is last week was the last episode of Sakurai's videos, which were great. If you ever watched his dev videos, they're fantastic. He lost $630,000 he spent of his own gosh darn money. I mean, dude's rich anyways, but of his own money to produce these videos. Recorded all of them 2.5 years ago in the span of a month and a half. Just a bonker. I just spaced them out, edited them. He did a lot of the video editing himself, and then sent the clips and audio to other folks.
This guy doesn't know what to do with himself if he's not working himself to literal death for no reason.
Correct.
And no gain.
It was great because there's a moment where he talks about everything he did after at nighttime, and it was great. Let's see if I get it here. Okay, I'm gonna go up here. There's a shot of him. There's one point where he goes, "Yeah, I would work from this time to this time, and then I'd go home and I'd lie in bed." And he had the picture of his freaking iPad. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it. He had the picture of his tablet on a big ass arm. There we go. Yeah, there he goes. This is what I do with my free time. Yeah. And then I'd finally sleep. There it is, right there. How bad? Just freaking maniacal. He's like, this is what I did up until 2:00 in the morning until I fell asleep, and then I wake up at 8 a.m. and start all over again. It was awesome. Great. 250.
Can't wait for the updated photo where he has an Alarmo on that nightstand.
Yeah. But and I got one of those, by the way. Shit. But he also announced, he's oh yeah, by the way, I've also been working on a new game. So he's in he's in the production mode in some respect of this game.
Wonder what game it could be.
You'll hear about it soon. Yeah. Meteos. Oh God, if it was Meteos. Let's bring Meteos back.
Disney Meteos too.
Did he work on the original Disney Meteos? No, did he? No. But it's his stuff was, his videos are fantastic. They're just these nice 10-15 minute bite-sized video clips. And
although I do have to say, I read comics or magazines on my tablet until I fell asleep is it's just like me for real kind of shit.
Yeah. Hey kids, No, it was just, I mean, dude is a workaholic, and that's part of the culture there, is that you're constantly working on something. You're not resting. And this guy especially, COVID got him energized to do videos. He's like, you know what, I never thought I'd do videos, but I said, let me learn, and he did.
He's currently trying to figure out what incredibly shitty features the next Smash should have for no reason.
Yeah. It'll just be Smash Deluxe. We know.
It'll be. He's going to reintroduce tripping.
Tripping.
Yeah.
Tripping.
Everything is here.
Yeah, everything's here. Speaking of reintroducing, Nintendo is reintroducing Xenoblade Chronicles X, which is like out of the blue, dropped it. Hell yeah.
The good Xenoblade. No.
Xenoblade Chronicles Twitter. It's March 20th, 2025. So
man, that is definitely how many websites are going to be like auto edited to say Xenoblade Chronicles X, formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Yep. But this was a really interesting Xenoblade game. Sorry for the choppiness there. I'll put the actual video in, because it was sort of set in. It was like a side story, but it does really fit into the whole Xenoblade thing by the end when you get there, because this sort of tells us the story of everything that happened up until, humanity left, I think, if I remember correctly.
But, so pretty much every Wii U exclusive is made.
Almost. There's only like two that aren't, and one is Rainbow Curse.
Yeah.
Like Kirby Rainbow Curse, and then Nintendo Land. So,
well, I mean, and the Zelda HDs.
Well, yeah, that's true. The Zelda
Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, and does Devil's Third count? I
don't think so. I don't think it counts. Let's forget about that one. But no, it's cool. I mean, it looks really good, which just lets me think like within the launch year of the Switch 2, we'll get Xenoblade 4. I mean, that's got to be what Monolith is working on.
Absolutely. There's whatever the next Xenoblade is. It's well.
It's great.
Well.
There is, I think the only other Wii U game another one is the Star Fox Zero, and that's really the only Wii U game I have left. I'm just gonna zip through that game. That's 4 hours it takes to beat it, and then Guard. Star Fox Guard.
Was that the freebie that came with?
Yeah.
That was actually all right.
That was better than Zero.
Yeah, that was better than Zero.
But yeah, there we go. So this game is on the way. It's good for Nintendo to give us.
Can't wait to play this in 25 frames per second.
Hey, it's a naked guy on a beach as usual. There's new story content.
It's got an X in the title. I mean, why not?
So Xehanort, he's in there.
There you go. So new story content and all that fun stuff. So that will tie it better into the other three games. Because obviously you had Xenoblade 1 come out, and then this was the second Xenoblade game. And then so they came out with 2 and then 3, and they're like, shit, we got to tie all these back together. So
we had Xenosaga.
Xenogears.
They are, but they're not. But
they're all they are in a really weird way. They're all sequels to each other, but they're all like thousands of years apart. And it's a whole crazy thing. But it's stupid.
Hey, just keep rebuilding the world over and over again. That's basically what the game is.
It's basically, they're like retelling the story of like Noah, essentially. Every single.
Yeah, it really is. And then last little bit of news. We can't just talk about Nintendo. We have to talk about PlayStation as well. And all right, PlayStation, good job shutting down developer Firewalk. Now we know what they're going to do with Firewalk. Nothing. They're not going to do anything with Concord.
That's not true. That's not true. There's still going to be the Concord animated segment in the Amazon.
Oh, poor guy. Tough.
Here's the thing that would have been really funny is if they just put them back to Bungie. Like all the people that left Bungie to go make this studio, just be like,
dude,
go back.
Give us the keys and go back to Bungie.
Hand it over. Go.
It's funny because I've been not funny, but I've been looking at the posts from folks who are that people that I follow on social media that worked at Firewalk, and every single one of them is basically like, we knew this was coming, so we're upset, but we're like, it's not a surprise type of thing.
Yeah,
it's like, it sucks.
We've spent the last month preparing for this day.
Basically.
Supposedly they knew like 2 years into development, like after they got funding from Sony, they knew pretty quickly, like,
yeah. They tried to put too much into this, and you look at their farewell post that they put on Twitter and everywhere else. It was basically, yeah, we tried everything. We turned this into a card-based fighting game, and then we had shooter elements brought in. We did this. It's like, yeah, maybe you were just really trying to do everything, and you ended up being nothing.
A game with no identity.
Yeah. And now, man, those discs are going to be worth so much freaking money.
No, they won't. They won't.
No.
They'll be worth money like in the immediate speculation bullshit. But
sure.
just like with pretty much any lawbreakers, it's gonna just implode, and the market's gonna just be nothing.
Well, letting you know right now, you can grab a copy of Concord for $47 on eBay. So
yeah,
unopened. Go ahead and grab that. And then
it was $120 in the like days after, and it's now all the way back down to below retail. So
yep. Did you say blow me?
Yes.
Or BlOps? Maybe you said BlOps. Maybe you said video games, because we got lots of video games, including BlOps, that we're going to be talking about. I'm curious to see what we want to talk about first. The finale will be BlOps. Zach has poured what amounts to 600 hours in 1 week, in 1 weekend into BlOps 6.
No, dude, it was crazy. My wife was like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like,
so it's funny. We got the code. They sent us the code like Friday morning or Thursday night or something. And I'm like, hey, anybody want to review this? Otherwise, I'll review it. And Zach said, yeah, let me do it. I'm like, okay. So I sent the code over to you, and you said, give me the code now, because it'll take all night to download it. Yeah, you were giving us heads up on the process of downloading this game, and you're able to get to it. But we'll get to that. We're gonna save it to the end, because I want to blast through other stuff first.
Blast
processing. I want to talk about the first game is a JJ game. Well, it's not a JJ game. JJ reviewed this game. It is a JJ game.
They're both incredibly JJ games, so I don't know.
But no, this is a JJ game in that it's comic book based. It is characters that we know and love, and that is Hot Wheels. No, I'm just kidding. That is Teenage. Yeah. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have a new game out.
Yeah. Mutants Unleashed? Is that the right title?
I think it's called Mutants Unleashed.
Yes, Mutants Unleashed. Yeah. There we go. There you
go. So tell me about TMNT Mutants Unleashed.
It is a direct follow-up to the movie.
Okay.
And they lean into the movie incredibly hard. It's all all the kids return to do their voices, and you kind of like, it's so close. It is so close to being a really a good TMNT game. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's like, we talk about like our perfect sevens or anything. Sure. This is like a 6. It's the aesthetic is all there. The style and the sort of writing is there. Just the gameplay is not. It's super stale. It's repetitive. You fight the same enemies over and over and over again. It's got some weird, cool moments in it. Like I was saying, as you can see in some of these for a bit, it kind of has this little Persona influence in it. Like you'll be sitting there and like a card will come across the screen to tell you like the date and the time. It's like the next day, that kind of stuff. And you're in your street clothes and you're building relationships with characters. It's like, oh, cool. I've upped my relationship with Splinter to 1 star. Cool. And it's got like skill trees and stuff. It's got all these weird tropes, and you can switch between the turtles on the fly. I didn't do any co-op with it because not a soul wants to play this game with me. But yeah, it's fine. I don't think it's Outright Games, which they're notorious for just garbage. It's big garbage. I reviewed one game of the studio that made this is the same studio that made that Justice League game that I really liked from a couple of years ago, just because it wasn't this again, it was one of those things like it's not a particularly great game, but like all of the rest of the trappings in it were like clearly done by people that care.
Okay.
Like they understood the people, whoever wrote these like this in the Justice League game, like fully understood what's going on with these franchises. So I appreciate that. It's just as a game, it's janky. It's slow. Loading screens are just like a slog, and they're all the time. And it's just like you start playing it and you just get absolutely tired of looking at the loading screen. There was a day 1 patch that came out, but it fixed some of the like kind of jank and jitteriness and slowness, but like not all of it. This wasn't a game made on any sort of significant budget. I mean, it's a kid's game. It's 100% a kid's game. A kid will. A less discerning kid will definitely get a kick out of it because at least it's not broken. Like it's not broken. It's just kind of janky. And
I mean, you could tell by the this is the actual frame rate of the game. It's not just a YouTube video. It's meant to look like this. But the seeing like the smoke and bubbles, like nothing actually splashing. It's meant to look this way. But Tom, like you were explaining the Persona-ish aspect to me.
Yeah. It goes super light into it. It's mostly just have conversations and answer questions with certain characters and stuff. It doesn't go super, super, super deep in it. It's not like you're taking them out on dates. It's not like you're taking Splinter to like, a karaoke thing or something. It's very simple, but like at one point you have to partake in a peaceful protest. It's always very weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's always very weird when you're just being the turtles in their street clothes and it's walking around in their flannel shirts and hoodies and stuff. And there are moments of that, and that's nice. It's kind of neat from that angle, but yeah. There was something else I was going to bring up, and it's absolutely completely just out of my brain. And here's the characters you'll be able to download.
Sure.
Like
to
play as the cartoon versions and stuff. But yeah,
it doesn't seem like it's a very long or very deep game.
No.
But it does look like it taps into like there's Wingnut and Screw Loose. There's there's all those, like I remember these toys growing up.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
The Mighty Mutanimals, for those of us that remember those.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's
cool.
it's fine enough, man. It's not it's inoffensive, but not great. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If you like the turtles, go for it. Okay. You've now one game you have been playing that's definitely not about turtles, but maybe was it could have been released around the same time as the original Height of the Ninja Turtles. You've been playing a game that's sort of a retro horror game. I talked about it a little while back. I had to first take a look at it, but now you have jumped right into Fear the Spotlight.
Fear the Spotlight, the first Blumhouse game.
Yeah.
long and the short of it is this game is absolutely incredible, and I highly recommend this being your sort of Halloween game of the, like, it's not long. It's like 3 hours. Like it's not a long.
This trend of these 3-hour horror games is pretty awesome right now, I gotta say.
It's so good. It does a good job at making it feel like a PS1 Dreamcast game without like being fully a PS1 Dreamcast game. Like, it doesn't limit itself to it. It's just like, this is how you would remember them looking. They do a lot of the cool stuff. They got some cool like polygon wobble and stuff, which is like an option you can turn on and off. And the story is, I mean, it's the hook. The story of this is the hook completely. It's a 2-person team. The story of this game is that this game was released before. It came out in like it was like a horror game jam. It was like Haunted PS1 disc volume 1 or something. It was like a game jam kind of thing. And then they released it by itself. Blumhouse picked it up, unreleased it, gave them money to add voice acting and fix some of the stuff, and they even added an epilogue to the game. After you beat the game, you unlock, you get to play from the other girl's, Amy's perspective of what happened. So the story is, the girl with the glasses that you play as, you break into the school at night to steal a Ouija board to perform a seance, and things go horribly wrong, and you start piecing together a old school store thing where the school burned down years and years ago, and so you start piecing that together with, you know, puzzles that you solve and notes that you find and all sorts of like different puzzles that you're solving throughout the game. And it's really cool. There's no the only real enemy in the game is the Spotlight Man, Mr. Crane turns out that the name is. And there's no combat. It's hide. Your health meter is your lungs because you have asthma. So your healing items is you find inhalers throughout the game. So when the spotlight guy gets you, he like picks you up and like shines the spotlight in your face like the end of the lighthouse, and throws you to the ground, and you get about 3 shots until it's like, you know, go to the checkpoint. This game's creepy. You see in the trailers sometimes the little weird creepy kids that are like looking at you and stuff, and they just kind of hide them. You'll be walking down a hallway, and then all of a sudden you'll just see like little glowing eyes disappear off into the distance, or like feet dangling under a toilet, and when you get close to it they disappear. You hear sounds everywhere. The atmosphere is true horror. It's great. I can't really get too much into it because the story is really cool.
Awesome.
And like I said, it's like, you know, 3 hours to finish it, and it's the perfect Halloween game. Short list of one of my favorite games of the year so far. So
nice. And it sells. I mean, it like controls pretty well. It looks like it's still got a little of that retro jank to it.
It's got a little bit of the like retro jank, but it's it's easy to control, and there's not a lot to necessarily do. You have run and duck and interact. I mean, it's and flashlight button.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a game that goes down smooth. Nice. Perfect game to kick off your publishing initiative, honestly.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, loved
Like
it.
it's like you said, it's a perfect length.
Perfect length, perfect price for the length too. I mean, it's everything. It's like $20. You can't go wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm playing it on PC, and it runs
Okay.
absolutely fantastic on the Steam Deck. So
Okay. And then you have also, let me get this running. You've also been looking at something else, non-gaming,
yeah,
but potentially had a lot of influence on games.
it does. It does
yeah.
talk about a game.
Let's talk about the game, and that is the Ghibliverse. It's like a
Yeah.
special book called the Ghibliverse, which is really it's like an art and history book about
it's
Ghibli,
okay. It's
beyond
not
the films.
Yeah, it's not about traditional Ghibli movies.
Okay.
This is like a follow-up to a previous book.
Okay.
So this is them talking about the stuff before Ghibli, non-movie stuff like Sherlock Hound, like Ghibli adjacent things like Ni no Kuni, museums, the books that inspired the movies like Kiki's Delivery Service, music, and all of the Ghibli movie adjacent stuff.
Okay.
It's not a long book, but it's a good reference guide to
flip through some of these. Yeah, check this out.
Yeah, it's neat. I like this kind of stuff. I like these quick reference guides for things that just let you kind of like flip through and look at sort of it's like it's a visual history with quick paragraphs, kind of giving you context to some of the other stuff. So here's the before Ghibli section where they're going to be talking about some like all of the like movies and shows.
Did they go full screen for you guys or no?
It did for me, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Right.
Yeah.
There you go. This might be easier. Nice.
So it's this is exactly my kind of like it's a great like I'm probably going to just order the physical version of this because I think it's a nice shelf book. I'm a big fan of this kind of stuff. I'm looking. My desk here.
Heidi Girl. I remember Heidi Girl.
Yeah.
I totally remember this.
Yeah. Oh man. So like I like these kinds of, like I'm trying to see what I've got here that's like I have like the Virtual Boy Works kind of thing where it's not an in-depth it's not an in-depth book, but like you get like a picture of the games and sort of like a couple of brief paragraph or two about the history.
I got the Super NES one.
Yeah.
Green Gables. These are great. Oh, the Lupin.
There's the Lupin Castle. Miyazaki's best movie.
Really good.
Oh, great stuff.
I like
the Brat.
The Brat. Yeah, no, this is a great book.
Awesome.
You should stop.
There's like all kinds of little information.
It's great. It's a great little reference book if you have some sort of it's one of those things like if you were writing an essay about like Ghibli and its like impact on film and animation and stuff, like this is one of those books that there's Sherlock Hound, there's my boy. This would be incredibly useful resource.
I was gonna say the artwork is just beautiful and big, and it looks like they've gone with high res like versions of some of these pieces.
Yeah, it's got some, it's well put together. I highly recommend this if you're both either an animation fan, a Ghibli fan, or even like a movie.
A Ghibli file.
Yeah. Or Ghibli.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Okay, you should I tell you, you should probably stop doing this because you're just flipping through the whole book now, and I'm sure.
Just read that they told us not to share it.
But no, that just looks badass. I'm like. I'm gonna be buying the hardcover for this. So there are. I showed you like 7 pages there. There are 192 pages. So definitely.
There's more than 7 pages.
There's more than 7 pages.
Yeah,
don't you worry. There's so many great things here. Wow, holy cow.
Yeah, no, it's a great book. It's a great little. It's an easy read. It's kind of nice to just there's fills some gaps in knowledge of what the
Excellent.
studio is known for and does. That, yeah, like I said, you get towards the end and they have things like, you know, the museum and like Ni no Kuni and like other like studio, like directors that have worked with the studio but aren't like necessarily affiliated with the studios and stuff.
I can name one.
Yeah,
Hideaki.
that's,
there you go.
He has a section in this book.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, dude, guys, there are. I'm looking through the rest of these things. Yeah. This is bad. I'm gonna have to freaking buy the hardcover. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
I Ghibli is that there's so much content Ghibli wise, and it's one of it's a top all-timer studio. So this kind of stuff's always great. It's like a Disney art book. It's like a Disney book. There's so many good Disney books about the history and lore of Disney, both within the making of the movies, theme parks, music, whatever it is. It's on par with some of the cooler Disney books I've read. So
cool. Excellent. That's the JJ portion of the show.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you guys the Dolly portion of the show now. But I have to turn my camera off.
I saw the name of one of these games.
Oh boy. And I'm going to turn the camera back on, and that noise. Check.
There we go.
Everybody. I'm getting the opportunity to review the Gunnar Fallout glasses. These became popular. Sorry, my shaved skinhead there on the side. The Amazon Fallout TV series, Vault Tech Industries. Check out this cool case they give you.
I just want the case.
The case is really kind of badass. So got sent these glasses. They are Gunnar, which are just Gunnar makes just the best PC screen glasses in general, a PC or any type of gaming. And there are very few glasses. So these are not prescription. There are very few glasses like this that I can recommend driving with, because I can't drive with my regular, and Zach is frozen there. I can't drive with my regular glasses because I things go crazy, but these I definitely can. So I'm definitely happy to have these with, and they're that whole blue blocker technology, right? So they got the yellow tint. You see that, JJ? Woo. But the one thing I don't, there you go, there's Zach. The one thing I don't like, let me take my headphones off, is that you can see they look a little bit I feel like Elton John. They're really big on my face. Yeah. Like my face is not this shape.
Yeah, I mean, clearly they're
cool. I do like
they're going for the Fallout like goggle look. Like,
they are.
Like you're working on an atomic bomb situation. Like
so
ass glasses, Dr. Strangelove ass glasses.
Yeah. So let me get into a few things. I'll get into design in a second. We got they give you this Vault Tech, just a badass case, nice lined case inside, very cool. You get the
not as cool as my PAX West 2020.
Whatever. So you get this cool carrying case, and you got the Fallout. Look at that, Vault Tech Industries white. Very neat. Let me zoom in on my face here so I can chat.
There we go.
So all right, you can see the shape. Bam. It's got this is like they're a little square-ish, which is totally cool, totally fine. The design, they actually have a really nice design to them. Like I'm handing it to them for trying to do something a little bit different, because you can see
are they metal? Are they like
metal.
Aluminum?
Okay. Yep. You kind of hear the ASMR there. They're metal, metallic. They're very lightweight. I did appreciate that aspect. They're slightly heavier on the actual front of the frames, the actual lens area, but you don't feel it because they've done a good job of making everything else so like light.
Balanced.
They're very, very well weight balanced. And you can see it does have that this is the inside. It has that goggle-ish feel, so they do stick out from your face. So design-wise, neat. Visually, I look weird because my face is weird, but I think it's maybe an issue of my face and not these glasses.
Some of these glasses, especially these ones designed for like screen use and stuff, do they have like so they got the yellow tinting. Do they have like a little bit of a magnification to them or something.
Yeah,
Some of them do that. Some of them do that because
here I'll show. Let's see if I can do this. Oops, stop shaking, dude. This just have a little bit of magnification. See that?
Barely,
barely, but good enough. I will say, because they're metallic, metallic glasses always can have sort of a chintzier feel. They rattle.
Yeah.
Kind of hear the rattle, and the rattling is the nose guards they're rattling on their attachment point there. So
I would say there's like no good version of that concept.
No, well, exactly. There are, but they're way more expensive because you have to actually mold them in, and then you kind of lose the look of this thing. But really like the color combination. So it's got like this green. You got the green band, and you got like the pewter-ish rim. It's really nice glasses. I've worn them to the I just got them like yesterday, I think. I've already been using them like crazy because they have been doing a good job of keeping my eyes. I have another set somewhere on here of the original Gunnars that I bought like 4 years ago when my eyes were first failing. And they're great. I definitely appreciate these suckers. And I would, if you're a Fallout fan, I mean, they do look kind of, they look badass. They feel pretty good. I'm going to use them more often, but when I'm doing PC stuff, but they're cool. Good on you. And they're not expensive. I don't even know what the price is, but I don't think they're like $300 or $200 or.
Well, if you're getting them prescription, which
unless you're getting them prescription, which these are not. And then you can you get stuff like this prescription? I don't know. Take this frame over to whatever, but then you're losing out on the actual.
They do the prescription through their website.
Oh, do they? Okay, even better. There you go. See, solve that issue. Anyways, very cool. I like these a lot. I love the case. It's got the little bumpers on there too, so little rivets.
Yeah. Cool. I would use that case. I would for
sure. Yeah, I would definitely use this case too. Couple other things. I have been playing.
Don't say it.
No, I've been playing Quiet Place, and Quiet Place is. I mentioned it last week, but now that I've got like several hours into it, essentially I've completed it, but I've gotten several hours just kind of going through everything in this, trying to figure stuff out. Quiet Place is an interesting game, and I'm going to start my review of this by saying it feels like they aimed to be a 7 out of 10, but landed on like a 6 out of 10. It's not a bad game by any means. It's just, I think the premise behind it, where you have to be quiet or those aliens will show up and eat you, actually kind of hurts it. I do like a lot about this game. It's a good looking game. It's not the prettiest game out there, but it's a good looking game. And I've been playing it both on the Steam Deck and on the PC and the laptop here, big screen. I like going through the buildings, going through the rooms. The exploration aspect is really cool. There's a lot of great built-in tension. It's not the world's longest game, which is good, but it's still like 8 to 10 hours. So it kind of falls into a good spot in terms of game length. And it's sort of this mission-based aspect where, like I said, the last couple of times spoke about it. If you kind of have to go out, do something, come back, go out, do something, come back, and that happens a lot within this game. But you're doing it within the level. It's like, okay, I'm in this hub on this level in this area. I have to go out and do something, and come back to the same hub, back and forth. So there's like a little bit of resource stuff. It's not necessarily classic survival where you're doing crafting or anything, but you are trying to survive and stay alive. And you do the majority of that by trying to be quiet. So the game has you walk slowly and crouch to be quiet, which means you're moving very slowly in this game. And there are points in any video game that I play where I'm thinking, I'm done with this section. I really want to get to the next area. So I'm just going to run. I'm going to run across. I'm going to run to this position, this point of interest that I see out there. You can't do that with this because those monsters will hear you. And that really starts to make me enjoy less of the world that's here because I can't get to the stuff that I want to get to, especially quickly. If I can, it's very slow to get there. And I have to do a lot of backtracking within areas to get to this stuff because I have to find something. And a lot of times there'll be one little thing in the corner of a room and you'll miss it. And you'll go to like a room at the end of the building or the hospital or the factory or whatever. And you'll think, crap, I got to go all the way back to get this one little thing. But I have to walk extremely slow and I have to crouch because that's the only way I can survive. And so there are those aspects of this that tension can become it becomes like tediousness. It's like, okay, I gotta go walk slowly again. And so that kind of hampers the experience for me. I'm a big fan of A Quiet Place. I'm a fan of the IP. I've liked all 3 of the movies. I've read, like, I think was there a comic? I read something online that was in universe, supposedly, and I enjoy everything about it. The premise is great, but it kind of goes a little too much here. Like this 10-hour game could have been 6 hours if you throw in more than just location-based missions. Like I would have loved if I was on a train, like where sound wasn't an issue because it's pouring rain outside. There are aspects of rain in this too, but there's a lot of loud noises, and I can actually run. I can actually do things I need to do. I can knock stuff over. I can actually enjoy the experience because they do that in the movies. In the movies, there are moments of tension with quiet, and there are moments of loud where people can actually do things and function, and you're not afraid of the aliens. So I enjoyed it. It is. I
always forget they're aliens until I actually think about it. It's like, oh, they're not just monsters. Yeah. That's right, there are aliens.
Yeah, and
it looks like the Stranger Things monster to me.
They kind of do. Yeah. I mean, they've all kind of become that, right? They've all become the Stranger. Like there's even like Last of Us feel to these monsters with the whatever they're called. But like I said, I wish that there was more than just quiet. I get it. It's called A Quiet Place. But I wish there was more than just forcing me to be silent and quiet and crawling. You can upgrade stuff that makes the character do a little more things, but you're still moving at that snail's pace. It
kind of looks like it's like dying light.
It kind of is. There's not a lot of action in this, and to the point where you don't see the alien, the monsters, aliens, whatever. They're almost scripted positions in a way. Yeah. Like if you're good at being quiet and moving slow, you're not going to see them very often. You'll only see them in the very specific points where the game calls out you needing to see them, you needing to defeat one to get by. Like you'll see the one will be in the corner of a warehouse, like we're showing there, but you get to that point. It's not like you're not just walking around a random warehouse making loud noises and there's tons of them. It's not that kind of game, it's almost a little too scripted and it's too far in between. You think of like the Xbox 360 horror games like Dead Space and BioShock, where you had the big daddy or you had the monsters, but the way they were scripted, it felt like it was a part of they were leading up to something, and you're trying to get away from them, and you can always get away from them if you really do your best. But there's also other things, other creatures, other whatever people that you're like trying to stay away from. It doesn't happen here.
Yeah, most of these kinds of games and conceptually, like, it's the Walking Dead situation where it's like, no, the real monsters are man, or it's like, you have to pay close attention and understand where the monsters are, but it's the people that you have to worry about, and this just doesn't look like that has that. There's
a lot of empty space. It's the environment you kind of have to worry about here, because you'll be walking across something and all of a sudden you'll fall through the floor. And it's like, oh, if that didn't make a lot of noise, me crawling and me taking quick steps is going to call an alien, but falling through the floor is not, which is kind of weird. But again, granted, so those are kind of the issues I had with it. I enjoyed my time with this because it's in universe. The character, the plot is interesting because it's, you know, it kind of leads you to these two folks that are kind of searching for each other in a way. And so those aspects are actually really good. It's just it doesn't land those punches that I was really hoping to, because it does whiff on the overly silent aspect of the whole experience. So if you're a Quiet Place fan, you could probably get something out of this. I think it does the IP justice in a way. I almost would have loved to see this from like the monster standpoint. That could have been kind of a cool
like Alien versus Predator game where you can choose.
Man. But
this looks like at one point they were gonna make a VR game, and it just like
maybe yeah. And I think there are, like I said, there are some neat aspects to this. I think it's not a long game, and I think that's actually to its advantage. So you're not going to get bored with this game. It's going to feel a little tedious, just walking very slow throughout a lot of stuff. So yeah, Quiet Place sort of had, again, I liked it. I actually did enjoy my time with it, apart from how freaking long it took to get through stuff because I had to backtrack and walk very slowly.
Couple of 6 out of 10s on the show so far. Like, not bad, but like, you know.
Now I have
just wait till you hear about this one.
Yeah, no, this game's the best way to describe this is that this game is a real gas. And this game is such a great gas that and I forget the fun. The game's called Fartmania, Tales from the Arcade. And I've been playing this stinking game. And essentially it is a Flappy Bird style farting pig.
Boo!
Yeah, and it's literally all this is, like, try to make it to the top, but avoid those obstacles and find your little pigs. They really wanted to make it's like
Poodle Jump. Yeah,
it really is. They I think they just said, let's try something a little more. Let's make a very simple arcade style game, make it vertical. And that's it. That's really, there's not a lot to this. I guess, you know, there's going to be like kids who find it funny, but man, the enjoyment wears off really quickly because you have to get through this stuff. Like you're seeing on the screen there. There are the obstacles in this game are just spikes everywhere. Can you survive not hitting? Look at this. Like, can you not hit those spikes? I don't want to go through that. I don't want to. The farting stuff is kind of is an interesting method of traversal. You have to poot. You have to bounce your butt all the way up, but you're avoiding those same freaking spikes over and over. Yeah. Same spikes over and over and over again. That's it. That's all there's. You like.
Is Tales from the Arcade like a thing? Is that like a franchise of some sort?
I don't know. I don't know. I really feel like they could have done a lot more with this rather than they did. It's just and it's just high scores. Like, how high up can you get? There are boss fights because you face off against like these UFOs, and to defeat the UFO, like they get
fart on it.
You fart on the 2 vents on either side, and then maybe there'll be a laser.
That's good.
Yeah, maybe
that's actually funny. I like that.
Yeah. But and that's it. You just keep farting in those vents, and it's like cool. But there's no feedback. Like, you fart in front of the vent, and then the vent closes, and the other one opens. It's like, okay, like this. It doesn't rumble.
Isn't
it doesn't have like any visual. Like you see right there, it's farting.
Yeah, it's funny that like a game from like 30 years ago and like Booger Man. Did this fart humor. Remember when GTA had a dedicated fart button?
Yeah. Oh, did it? Oh, nice.
Yeah, the top down ones. They had a button that was just like push L1 and you just like fart and burp. Like, that was just what GTA was, man.
So you have to collect your other little pig friends, and I end up, I don't know why, and I don't care because it's just for points. And you don't there's no like running counter, nothing to find out how many you've picked up. There's nothing to keep you going. Switch.
I would say if you say anything other than my iPhone,
this feels like an iPhone game.
This seems I would have downloaded this on my like Droid 1.
Yeah, it does feel like a very early gen, because that's kind of what it is.
iPod Touch game.
You can save the village. You could probably save the time. Like you're gonna get very tired of, and that's you're get very tired of playing this through your first time playing it. You'll be like, okay, there's just too many spikes there. There's nothing to make me want to go higher in this.
Is the fart sound effect? Is the fart sound effect at least good?
No. It seems like a very stock little poop. It's like burp, burp. It's not like a wet, dirty fart.
Oh man.
Like I want to have like just a nasty clown fart, but you don't
I want RNG farts.
Yeah, man. I want ASMR is what I want, but so yeah,
I need smell-o-vision for this game.
Yeah.
Zorb. Hey guys,
like Earthbound.
Clearly aimed at
we'll scratch and sniff sticker.
Yeah. This is clearly aimed at kids like that are like 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old that are going to show their friends in 4th grade. I will say one thing that also annoyed the crap out of me. When you bounce, and you'll see it in some of those videos, if you hit one of the spikes, you just keep bouncing down the like angled spikes all the way down, and you can't break out of it. You can't like fart or do a timed fart or anything like that. They just use this feels like just an asset flip for a bunch of Unity assets.
Yeah, they're not even good designed spikes either.
It's not. I'm sorry to developers. Hey, I don't know if you're seasoned developers or this is your first game. It just feels like it's.
Hey, at least you did it. Like if it's your first game, it's not broken. At least,
I will say that it's not a broken game. It functions great frame rate. So good job on that. We're gonna go through all
you clearly
are nice. Backgrounds are pretty cool.
You clearly accomplished what you set out to accomplish.
Yeah.
I
actually like the design of the pig and the aliens, and you got your own style to that. So hey, good job. Get rid of this spike thing. It's the stupidest. It's just not. Look at it, you just keep falling, and you can't do anything but keep falling.
What you needed to make was Jump King. But with farts.
Yeah. So yeah, Fartmania, Tales from the Arcade. Zach has been playing a couple things, and I want to get to that right now. Zach has been playing a retro-ish style game, actually. And
coaching on my turf, man.
Yeah.
I think JJ would have been better playing this one.
You guys like RPGs, classic RPGs? There's this.
It's kind of it's one of those games where it's like, hey, you like this stuff, you like this game, you like this game, we'll put that game inside of our game, right? So like to me, the biggest issue for me with this game isn't the gameplay, isn't like the story, is like it just feels like it feels like a game I've played before, because it's like a lot of Persona, it's a lot of like Persona life sim things, and also like Pokemon, where you get to capture and kind of tame these monsters and stuff, and there's also like life sim stuff, and then it's also a like 80s kind of town where there's something mysterious going on. You go into the under darkness, whatever, and try and like help solve things going. Yeah. So it just like it feels samey because of that. Like the little monsters are personas. Everyone in your party can have them, so that's actually pretty cool. Where like each character can kind of be set up to be like, okay, this is their skill, this is that skill, this is this, and like you target weaknesses and you hit those, and if you hit a weakness, you get an extra turn, like in the Persona games. So it's kind of there's a kind of more in that like field where it's like, okay, I've played this turn-based game before. The story, I don't know what this says about me, but it's always weird to me when like European developers make a game made in America. Like this game is set in America. This is one of those games. It's like I can tell that it's off, and it's like this is what the 80s was like. It's like, okay, well, no. And then it's like it just like feels kind of like there's that disconnect. It's not supposed to be real life, It's supposed to just be like fantasy Americana kind of thing, but there's that weird disconnect for me where I'm just like, I can't engage with this because of that, and also like it doesn't feel like it's being original enough for me to be like, oh, like I want to keep playing this. The story is good, like it's pretty dark, despite how it looks. It's a pretty dark game with a lot of mature themes, so that's really fun. I mean, there's a lot of people who really seem to enjoy this game on Steam and other places I've checked. So it's just one of those games where it didn't hit with me because I'm very kind of not picky, but like I've played a lot of this type of game, and it's like I've played the best version of this. I don't really, I'm not getting much out of it here.
You've played your share of RPG Maker games to know.
Yeah, I played my fair share of Persona games. Like it's one of my favorite series. So it's like I've played this. I don't like the execution here, so like I'm kind of not engaging with it.
I like that you said I've already played the best version of this with like Persona and Metaphor and. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not a bad game at all. Like it's like I feel like if either of you played it, you guys would like it a lot. Like it just didn't land with me. So it's like that's just kind of it. But yeah, I think it's definitely worth it. It's this developer's best game. It's definitely better than Graveyard Keeper. So yeah, it's also kind of a perfect game to play around Halloween times if you want some of them. Yeah, there's a little girl that gets murdered in the opening scene, and it's kind of like the inciting incident, like who murdered this child, and yeah. So then another cool this game is actually I like this game a lot. ShinChan, Shiro in the Cold Town. This game is like it's so weird to me that these games were getting like translated for American audiences, because like America doesn't love ShinChan like Japan does. Like it's like our ShinChan that we got is not what ShinChan actually is over in Japan. Ours is like this like Adult Swim kind of like edgy humor type thing, which like
random.
While ShinChan like in Japan is still pretty edgy, but it's still considered a children's show. So it's like there's kind of this weird disconnect. So I don't know why they're being translated over here, but it's awesome because these games are just full on like relaxing life sim games. It's pretty similar to the one that came out last year or earlier this year. I don't even remember, but it's pretty much the same, where it's like, okay, you're ShinChan on a summer vacation, but this time you're hanging out with your grandpa, and there's a bunch of crazy people around town. You do chores for them. You run around. It's funny, and it's really endearing and cute. And then like you're catching bugs, you're catching fish, you're farming, you're helping the old lady down the street, you're taking a bath with the grandpas and stuff. And then your dog Shiro appears one day like covered in soot, and you're like, what the heck is going on here? And you follow him, and it's just like hidden coal town, which has all this racing and like car racing stuff. And you go there, and there's like a diner where you can like make menus and make food, and like you can craft stuff and help people around there. And like the stuff you get in the main town versus the coal town kind of goes hand in hand, back and forth. So you're like, okay, I need to farm over here to get this item for this person over here to put on the menu to do this, to get this upgrade for my cart, to kind of, so it's like, yeah, it's like a really fun collectathon life sim game. It's gorgeous, by the way. It looks really good. The controls, the last game had tank controls and fixed cameras, which is wild to me. Like you just walk into like a set camera and be like, oh, well, now we got to use these tank controls, kind of like Resident Evil around. But now you don't have that limitation. You can full 360 walk around, and you can sprint too now. Like ShinChan will like bend over and shake his butt, and he runs really fast.
His little
it's great. It's really good. It's like $30.
Okay.
kind of the perfect price for this. It runs really, really well on the Steam Deck. The only thing that's like mileage may vary is ShinChan is really annoying. So it's
yeah.
but it's like he's 4 or like 5. I was like, hey, it fits that character. It's really, I think they do an amazing job at kind of letting me, a 30-year-old man, into the life of a 4-year-old. Like that's like, it's really fun. It's like I get to just be a kid and like run around.
And he really is. He's just a kid, just doing kid things, man, which is just great. It's like Dennis the Menace, but in a kind of actually a fun way.
Yeah,
and great really, art. Dude, this art is so good.
The art is phenomenal. It looks like just a painting. It's crazy.
They translated the animation style really well into game form.
Yeah.
Because like they're clearly 3D models. Like it's just wild.
Yeah. I think the story is also really good. I don't want to give anything away, but it's better than the last game story where they're like dinosaurs appearing out of nowhere. Like,
that was weird, but it's still enjoyable. It's just
weird. But this one is way more. I like the fantastical elements of like, oh, you're going to another world, and there's like, it's like a Ghibli sort of thing, like the real
Ghibli
life,
reference.
the real life mixing with the fantasy like life and like the alternate world, kind of like a crossing over. I think it's really, really good. Then now the main event, it's crazy. So Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is, I'm not even joking, it is one of the funnest games I've ever played in a while. Like it's like, I love this team. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. Like it's just like, it's taken over my life, taken over like everything. It's just like, it's just really good. I haven't touched the campaign. I mean, I probably played like an hour. It's a Black Ops campaign. They're always kind of weird. But I did play a lot of the multiplayer. A lot. I played a lot of zombies. I played a lot of matchmaking, and played a lot of Warzone too. And the cool thing, just kind of in general, so you get the game, you download this thing called the Call of Duty app, and then you download the app, and then you go in there and you download Call of Duty Black Ops 6. So then you do that download once you get the Call of Duty app, and then if you want to play Warzone, you have to download Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. So you download that, and then you can play Warzone. But the cool thing that they're doing with Warzone, which I think is pretty phenomenal, is the mechanics and movement stuff from the newest Call of Duty game gets cycled into Warzone, starting with their new season. So all the stuff in Black Ops 6 is moving over to Warzone. So free-to-play people who can't buy the game can kind of experience. Am I frozen?
Yeah, to me, yeah. Okay.
Yes, you are.
Keep talking. We'll there you go. Give it a second. Still? Yeah, you're still frozen. Keep talking.
What's really cool is like the the free-to-play players on Warzone get to kind of experience the new stuff in Black Ops, like the new movement options, the new weapons, and the new stuff like that. So that's really cool. But here's the other cool thing, right? Is all your progress with like your guns that you level up. Every gun has a thing you have to level up where you unlock stuff. You unlock camos, you unlock stock, like things you can attach to your guns, all this stuff. All that carries over between all the 3 game modes. So multiplayer, zombies, Warzone, it all carries over. So it kind of like, no matter what kind of player you are, you're kind of like getting this experience and kind of leveling up your stuff, which is super cool. But yeah, so I haven't played a Call of Duty game. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think. I think I might have gotten a review code for Black Ops 5, and
you did one of them. Yeah, you had a couple.
Yeah, and it was like I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I don't know. just never clicked.
Sure.
But this game, they've kind of like Treyarch is kind of like it took them 4 years to make, which is a pretty long dev cycle for a Call of Duty game. And Treyarch is making it, which are kind of the grandfathers of the series, and like it just like feels so good. Like it's simplified all the stuff that the other games in the series have like made too complex. It's kind of like gone back to like you have to get headshots to get more camos, you level up your guns, like that sort of thing was kind of not like it was just kind of gone for a while. And like the perk system is really simple. There's not like a lot of like convoluted mechanics on top of like the actual gameplay. But the gameplay itself is like the new thing is you have an omnidirectional slide and jump. So essentially any direction that you're facing, you can make your character slide. Like you can sprint backwards while facing forwards kind of, and then you can like jump back or slide back or just slide in any direction. So you're just like there's so many ways. It's so fast and it feels just so good, and people are just going crazy in it. I love seeing people just do the craziest, stupidest stuff in a match because they're just like experimenting with the new movement options and stuff. It's just so cool. It's so fun. It just feels so good. Like I played so much of it this weekend and like I just love it. It's like I don't know.
Wow.
I just wanted to try it because I was like, well, why not? It'd be fun if I hated it. I could talk about it. But then I started playing it and I was like, damn, this is awesome.
It's funny because I know you as more of an RPG guy, right? You're the RPG and you're the indie, especially indie RPG guy on staff. And yet you reviewed the previous like one or two previous Call of Duty games, Black Ops games, and you're like, yeah, they're fine, whatever. But you've been gaga for this since you got it.
It's crazy. But here's the thing, right? Is I'm known as the indie guy, the RPG guy. Before I was that guy, I was the Halo 3 Modern Warfare 2 boy. Like, that's what I was before. I played so much Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty 5, Modern Warfare 2, Halo 3. Like I was that's all I played because that's all I played probably most of my life until maybe 2011, like when I found fighting games, was kind of where I stopped. Playing Modern Warfare stuff. But yeah, like so this is kind of like it's like like it feels like just like everything coming back to me. It's crazy. Yeah, I put together a little video.
Okay, here we go.
I think it will be.
Well, I played the campaign stuff while we got this going on, and it's just more. It's the jingoistic Call of Duty. Call of Duty stuff. They do force you into. If you don't like Call of Duty Zombies, which a lot of people really don't, they want nothing to do with zombies. That's my favorite part of Call of Duty, to be perfectly honest. I always love the zombie stuff. They do force a zombies scenario in the middle of the campaign, which is insane. But yeah.
I'm going to post a link to my video. Make sure to have audio on, please. Thank you.
Audio on. Okay, I'll get the audio going. Okay, I'll load this bad boy.
I'm just assuming Zach went into robot mode because he was uploading something.
Oh, geez.
I wasn't uploading anything. I don't know.
All right, let me get this guy started here.
You're unfrozen now, so that's good.
I worked on this video just for you guys.
Epic. Oh, let me make sure. Let me stop it for a second. I gotta make sure I'm sharing the audio. Also share audio. Yes.
Audio is very important for my video. Thank you.
Everybody playing the new Call of Duty while they're pouring the Call of Duty to the Lord. Amen. Should I play the new Call of Duty? I haven't played since Black Ops 2. Should I check it out? Should I tap in? No, bro.
That was all me in the chat.
Oh, was it? Some great music.
Moving up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like rectangle. So you can't sleep, baby, I know that's the me espresso. I can't relate to desperation. My games are full on vacation. And I got this one girl, but she won't stop calling. When I have to stay, I know I got it. So for your extra good for you, walking and drinking good for you, talking and good for you. I know I'm not in good for you, that man can't be good for you, protection I'm brand new for you. Think about me every night.
There we go.
Dude, amazing. That was awesome. I'll put that in the link too, and I'll embed that video on the site. Dude, that was so good. So Call of Duty sounds like I've got to get this one. Yeah. Okay.
Come on, dude. It's like
sounds like I've got to get Game Pass for like real cheap.
Yeah.
And I get this. That's cool, man. So it's back. Call of Duty's back. Like we've been waiting for it to come back. Like every year they're throwing out, and it's okay, cool. Modern Warfare 3 this time, which was really an expansion of Modern Warfare 2. And then, but this is the actual gosh darn, the OGs, Treyarch, the World War II vets turned into the.
It's doing really good on Steam. Like Steam has pretty high numbers. Like the biggest played Call of Duty game on Steam ever, which is cool.
Okay.
Not World War II.
No. And yeah, the new season starts in a couple weeks, and I got the big boy epic version of the game. They sent me the $100 version of the game.
Nice.
So I get the season pass and like all this stuff whenever that launches. So I'm really excited about that.
Sweet. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's a winner. Good. And we're all winners because we're done. We did
winner, chicken dinner.
We did this in an hour and 11 minutes. Surprisingly, we covered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 reviews. We knocked out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. I take it back. 9 reviews we knocked out, and some news in an hour and 12 minutes. That was pat yourselves on the back. Pat yourselves on the back. And drink some water. It's good for you. Oh my gosh, I made coffee and it's just sitting in the coffee machine the last hour. It's cold. Oh well.
That's an extremely dad thing to do.
It very much is. Yeah, SideQuest, CoD BlOps, clan. We might have to. I know, like JJ, you're more single player, but I know.
Trust me, I'm not. I know my dad.
Dude, I'm horrible too. Who cares?
Oh, dude, hey, I forgot to.
I just don't
like
being
to say something. I forgot to say something about this amazing game. So, it runs at 120 frames a second, which is like crazy.
Really?
My monitor supports that, so it's like super smooth.
Yeah.
But what's really cool to me is I can just grab my blue Snowball microphone and plug it into the back of my PS5, and it just works. And I can like talk to people on there.
Oh, dope.
Anyways, yeah, it's just. It's
but
just really cool.
The controller has a microphone built in that's always on.
No. In that one clip where I grabbed that person and I was humping them against the wall, I could hear them talking to me when I was doing that because it has a proximity chat. So whenever you're like encountering a person, you can hear them.
Nice.
So they were screaming at me. And that's just awesome. So
it's cool that it's like the one franchise that like it's cross play like legit.
Yeah.
So PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all.
It took them a minute to get there, but then when they got there, they went all in.
And because of the app situation and everything, it's cross progression too. So everything you do on the PlayStation version goes to the PC version and vice versa.
It's really cool. Like if you're a Call of Duty guy, you're kind of living it up, man. It's like I didn't know how green the pastures were over here until now. I'm just like, I've been missing out on this. I do like this all year. You know?
I do like Warzone. I think they did a good thing with Warzone. I mean, it's got all the kind of modern gaming bullshit trappings, but it still doesn't change the fact that it's a great game.
I don't care what anybody says. I love the modern gaming bullshit trappings. I just eat it up. I'm like, okay,
give me more.
Pass,
How many battle passes can you give me? Give me 3, 4, 5 of them. Let's go.
see this game on Switch 2 next year. Cool. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us, joining me this evening. It's always a pleasure. We had good times, good chats, good fun. It is Halloween this week, but we're gonna probably record one more episode.
I just got the alert on my phone that Pokemon TCG Pocket is now available for download.
Oh, there it is. Yep, I got it too. Looks like looks like that's what I'm doing. Bingo bango, let's do it. I will say this. Make sure you guys go out and you vote. I voted early just to get this freaking awesome sticker we have here in Michigan. It is a werewolf ripping off their shirt. You guys won't have that sticker, but guess what? You can just download the file and print it yourself and stick it on your stuff. But do it. Go vote. Thank you, everybody. You can find us.
Mine's already installed.
Nice. Your sticker. We can't tell you because you're frozen. We'll see you on sidequesting.com, SideQuesting TV on YouTube and Twitch. Find us on Blue Sky, SideQuesting. And actually, the links in our posts here on SideQuesting, I think, all start to divert to Blue Sky now, which is a fun.
Just look at just go to my letterbox to just read my bad takes on movies.
Yeah. Trust me, they are. I don't put my letterbox up there because my takes are horrible. But you can find me there under David Fincher. You can find us SideQuesting.com. Hop into the Discord. That's where we like to hang out. We hang out with people in the Discord and then even in person, which is very cool. Upcoming events, we're going to have, I think we're going to do the SideQuesting Secret Santa again. That was a lot of fun. This is like the 3rd or 4th year we're going to be doing it, so that's good. Get ready for that. We may do the holiday party again. That was a lot of fun too. The drink along for the Game Awards. I'm still deciding if I want to go to the Game Awards or not this year, and hopefully Sam won't be the only one doing it. But they fall on a Thursday again.
I have to burn vacation at the end of the year, so maybe I'll just take the Game Awards off so I can actually watch it.
Yeah. And then of course that goes into PAX East next year. Yeah. Until then, you can find us SideQuesting.com. We'll see you in the next episode of the SideQuest. Bye-bye. Toodles. Peace.